Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blockleap Academy for this second lesson on blockchain and Bitcoin. And today we are going to see we are going to compare Bitcoin and the other form of money, which are, let's say, the dollar, the euro, etc., etc. So, very important, we are going to study what is the main, or what are the main differences between Bitcoin and what we call fiat currencies. Fiat currencies are the dollar, the euro, the yen. We call them fiat because they are created like that from thin air. And really quickly, I will tell you the story of fiat money. In 1971, Richard Nixon decided to stop the parity gold dollar. So we call the gold standard was off, finished. The 15th of August, 1971, they decided to say, okay, now we can't exchange $1 for gold. It's enough. We don't have enough gold, etc., etc. So the dollar was born, this new dollar was born on the 15th of August on that year, okay? And since then, the dollar, which before was backed by gold, stopped being backed by gold and became like a currency which was only protected, as Paul Krugman, who is like a Nobel Prize of Economics, said, it's just like, it's backed by guns, not by gold. So this is very interesting, that meaning that these fiat currencies and all the rest of them, okay, were suddenly not backed by anything tangible like gold, but they were just backed by the government saying, yes, you have to believe me that this money has a value, has an intrinsic value. So it's a kind of magic trick that everyone accepted. If you remember what we studied last lesson, it's kind of magic trick, but everybody accepted it. And since 1971, there's a currency war because it's none of them is based on any durable asset like gold. All right. So let's go back to two characteristics of fiat money. So now you know what fiat money is about. So look at that. I'm going to ask you to look at it. So it's centralized and limited supply, and just pause and try to make sense to, if you had to explain it to someone, what would you do with these two words? So just pause, look it up on the internet or think about it, and then let's carry on. Great. So let's explain. Centralized means that you've got a tiny group of people deciding how many billion of dollars, for instance, or euros are going to be printed every week or even every day, it depends. But it's not you and me deciding. It's like just a really tiny group. So for instance, you can imagine the people in the Fed, the Federal Reserve deciding, okay, we are going to print this week 20 billion or 200 billion. So it's only like a table of maybe 20, 50 people. I mean, it's a caricature, but it is not far from reality. So it's just like a very tiny group of people deciding a huge amount of money entering the system every week. Then unlimited supply just said, these people can create as much as they want, okay? This is the definition of fiat money, because this is not backed by anything. So you don't need, before when you were creating dollar, you had to have like a certain amount of this asset, which was backing the dollar, but now nothing is really behind it. So they can create as much as they want. So this is the two main characteristics of the dollar or the pound or the Canadian currency or whatever. All right. So remember that. Now let's go and see what's going on with Bitcoin. All right. So the same, I invite you to pause and try to understand what decentralized and limited supply means. If you don't, let's go now. All right. Decentralized, so you could say, all right, see, centralized means like a group of people are deciding. Let's say like decentralized would be different group of people all over the world deciding. And it's not true, it's not the solution, it's not the answer. In the case of Bitcoin, in this new technology, decentralized means that no human, no one is going to decide how many Bitcoin are going to be created today. We know that today, yesterday, and tomorrow, 900 Bitcoin from 2020 to 2024 are going to be created every day. No human is deciding this number. It was decided when the people who invented the Bitcoin, let's say Satoshi Nakamoto, embedded in the code the fact that this monetary policy was now from 2024, 900 Bitcoins a day. From 24 to 28, it would be 450, half of it, etc., etc. So we will go back to all these aspects. But just for you to remember that machines, not humans, machines and mathematics are creating Bitcoin every day. And this is the most worrying thing for a lot of people who hate Bitcoin. And they really think this is so different that it's not possible, it can't possibly work. And a lot of people, even very powerful people, who don't really understand that today machines can be totally independent and decide for humans. They are not ready for that. But Bitcoin works like that. It's totally decentralized. And we will talk a lot about this aspect in the coming days or weeks. And limited supply, again, you will have, I don't know, maybe you know that. Let's do you know how many Bitcoins will be around ever? 21 million. Not, it's only 21 million. It's not going to be 200 million, it's 21 million. Why? Because again, Satoshi Nakamoto decided that it would be 21 million. That's it. So there's no more issue about that. It's just that if you compare now the quantity of dollar created every month and the quantity of Bitcoin created every month, you do the math. I mean, we are 200, 300, 500 billion a month, and a month is 238,000, no more Bitcoin, roughly, okay? So this is very, very important for you to understand. So very quickly, let's recap, right? So cryptocurrencies, but let's talk about Bitcoin, because you've got other cryptocurrencies which are not so centralized or decentralized, sorry. And so let's keep it clear and let's work on with Bitcoin. So I repeat, generated by computer, no human involved for Bitcoin. For fiat currencies issued by government and central banks. So remember that the money you've got in your pocket, if you are in Britain, is created by the central bank or the retail banks, which offer credits and stuff. But this is regulated by authorities stuff, so it's government, let's say. Then cryptocurrency is decentralized, meaning that no corporation, no government, no human can control the quantity of Bitcoin created every day. Very important, and you can stop it either. If you want to stop that, you have to unplug the internet. So you have to kill the internet in order to kill Bitcoin. Impossible, because the internet now, it's nearly 60% of the world economy or more. Fiat currency is centralized. We explained that, is monitored by government, very centralized. And cryptocurrency are a digital medium of exchange, meaning that you can buy stuff with it, okay? But as well, now, we would say that it's physical for fiat, but it's only 10% physical. I don't know if you remember, but I said 90% of all the dollars in the world are electronic money. They are digital money. Only 10% is cash. And actually, from this 10%, nobody knows where 80% of it is, okay? It's very interesting. This is why actually a lot of government now wants to eliminate this 10% and put all the money in physical form, in digital form.